Hello, and welcome back once again to the Rich Alver Show. It's a lovely Friday, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about something that has been on my mind for a while now, which is these ridiculous live-action Disney remakes, and why they are or aren't necessary. It's kind of funny because I'm actually writing a parody. I know that I used to make music video parodies like literally all the time, and then I stopped doing them. Well, I stopped doing them because you can't get paid for them anymore. YouTube has really cracked down on that, copyright on just the background, even though it's not the original background. But I'm actually writing a parody of a Disney song for the purposes of making fun of these live-action remakes. Now, I'm not saying all the live-action remakes are bad. I actually enjoy, like, the Jungle Book, the Cinderella one was okay, but, like, the Alice Through the Looking Glass and Alice in Wonderland, those weren't good. Dumbo wasn't good. I haven't seen Aladdin yet. It looks okay. I am very much excited for The Lion King, though, but I think overall, and Maleficent, they completely destroyed the character of Maleficent in Maleficent. Anyways, so all of that was already kind of on my mind and bothering me, and I was going to do a whole episode about live-action Disney stuff, and then it kind of presented itself to me this morning. We have news now that Marc Webb, who is probably most famous for directing The Amazing Spider-Man and The Amazing Spider-Man 2, two films that are not very good in my opinion, he will be directing the live-action Snow White. And, I gotta say, if that wasn't enough to already make me question, this whole thing, the report is that it's not a straight adaptation. They're calling it an expansion. It's going to bring different material to it, and that makes me worried because, again, I don't like Maleficent, and that's pretty much what Maleficent was. Also, Alice in Wonderland, that wasn't really the story of Alice in Wonderland. And so I'm worried it's going to be another Alice in Wonderland or Maleficent where they don't do the original story, they make up some new stuff, and it doesn't stay true to what the story was originally and is not true to the original cartoon. We've also heard that the writers of the music for La La Land and The Greatest Showman, two musicals that, in my opinion, are also just okay. I know a lot of people swear by La La Land. I thought the music in La La Land was okay, but, let's be honest, it was no Rodgers and Hammerstein, guys. It's no The Sound of Music. It's not even Sondheim. It's not Into the Woods. It's like, it's okay. It's like, it's kind of catchy, but there's no real substance there. That's what I think about the music in La La Land and Into the Woods. Also, why are we getting people to compose original music for Snow White? Snow White had songs. It's like you tell Elton John, sorry, we're not going to use your brilliant music for The Lion King. We're going to get a completely different person to write completely different music. Of course, but they did not do that, of course. Elton John came back to redo his compositions of his original songs for The Lion King. So I was just using The Lion King as an example of how horrible that would have been. But no, Elton John is doing the music for The Lion King as he did for the original animated movie. And as far as I know, they're doing most of the songs from the original animated movie in The Lion King. And that's why I'm excited for The Lion King. However, Snow White, they're getting new composers to write new music. So, what am I supposed to think about that? I don't know. First of all, let's get one thing straight. Snow White was never my favorite Disney movie, personally, of course, but it was the first Disney animated film. It's what started the Walt Disney Company. It's what started the career of Walt Disney. Of course, he'd done some Mickey Mouse shorts, but, Rich Alvarez, you're forgetting about Steamboat Willie. I didn't forget about Steamboat Willie, but as far as a feature-length animated film that really set Disney on the course of all this greatness, Snow White was the first. And it kind of set the standard for what was to come for the next, century. And so to do a disservice like this, I think it's a disservice. If you like Maleficent and you like Tim Burton's weird Alice in Wonderland movie, then maybe this will be for you. And again, I know that I'm being very narcissistic about it right now. I'm being very cynical about it. These live-action Disney remakes have been so spotty. They've been so hit and miss. And that's why I'm not rushing to theaters to see Aladdin either. It's just because they've kind of burned me out a little bit. And and I'm just not excited for what I'm hearing about Snow White. If you could do a different director, like again, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for The Lion King for so many reasons. Elton John coming back. Jon Favreau, one of my favorite directors, is directing The Lion King. You've got Marc Webb directing Snow White, and Marc Webb has done 2 horrible Spider-Man films, and he's also done 500 Days of Summer, which is a movie I consider extremely overrated, even though it's a very small film, and I like to praise independent films. But guys, have you seen 500 Days of Summer? It's like, I don't know, some people, again, you might really love 500 Days of Summer. I think the movie is okay, but I think it has a couple of, I just don't know where the messages lie in that movie. And, I'm not really, I didn't care for the ending of 500 Days of Summer. I didn't care for where it went. I didn't care for some of the writing choices in 500 Days of Summer. And, unfortunately, that's the best example I can give of a somewhat decent effort by Marc Webb. You could say, oh, but he directed Gifted with Chris Evans. Yeah, that was a good movie, but that was mostly thanks to his producer. Marc Webb was basically a puppet director for that movie, and I could get into that, but I don't want to. But my point is, you got Marc Webb directing Snow White. It's not going to be the Snow White we remember. It's going to be forgive me for language, but it's going to be a bastardization of Snow White. I'm calling it now. It's not going to be good. Lion King is going to be awesome, though. I know, it's whatever. I do need to see Aladdin so that can kind of help me, because if I don't think Aladdin's good, I'm probably not going to like any live action Disney animation coming forward. But anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know that it's just, I find it funny that the timing of this news, when I was already writing a music video parody, that where the topic in the music video parody is making fun of these live action remakes, and it is based on a Disney song. And, I don't know when that's coming out. I'm just writing the lyrics. I need to get some help with the music. And, that's probably at least a couple months out. But I just thought you guys should know I'm working on a music video parody for the first time in at least a couple years, If you haven't seen I think my last one was the Pokemon Go music video. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. Anyways. Woo! Alright, before I get to comments, let me just say that we had an awesome day yesterday, early in the morning, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We did a huge Q&A about The Darkness, the character from Stupid Mario Brothers. That was a members-only stream. And of course, every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we do Wake Up Jacks for members. And tonight, because it is the last day of the month, right? It's the last day of the month, so tonight is the big fun, what I'm calling the fun streams. And today we are playing a bunch of Jackbox game, probably some Quiplash and some other stuff. And that is at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm just calling it now, maybe 5:30, because we're doing it at D-Rock's house and I might have some technical difficulties. Hopefully 5 p.m., maybe 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tonight. It is a members-only stream. We're going to be playing some Jackbox. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then next month's fun stream is going to be Smash Brothers. So, it's a good time to hit that join button. It's a good time to also, if you haven't already, press that subscribe button with that bell to stay notified. And as always, give this video a like. These videos needs thumbs up to, get in touch with the YouTube algorithm crap. Anyways, comments time. Let me know what you guys think. Let's see here. Carrie Anna Mason says, how are you, Mr. Alvarez? You look so amazing. Well, thank you so much. I didn't wake up very well this morning, but I'm feeling okay now. Marty Man says, so much live action sucks. Yes, when it is, you take a classic, cherished Disney animated film and you switch mediums completely. Some things get lost in translation. Even if you have a great live action movie, you're going to have things that get lost in translation. There's always going to be things, and especially because of nostalgia, you're never going to like the remake as much as you like the original. Most of the time. Some people can get past that, but most of the time you can't, and then most of the time they genuinely aren't as good as the original animated film. Again, Lion King technically is animated because it's CGI. But, I'm going to cover Lion King in a separate video a little bit later once we get a little closer to release. Anyways, Marty Man also says, have you seen the Tarzan live action? Marty Man, my friend, Tarzan has been live action since I think like the the 30s or 40s when it was like Douglas Fairbanks Tarzan or something like that, there have been, I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say there have been dozens of live action Tarzan movies. So, and I don't think there has been a Tarzan yet that is a live action adaptation of the Disney's Tarzan, but there have been plenty of Tarzan live action movies. So unfortunately, I don't know which one you are talking about, but I have seen many live action Tarzans. Michael says, what qualities are present/absent that make a remake bad? That is an incredibly in-depth question. I would say that again, and if it was up to me, we would not be remaking them at all. We're talking about, if you're talking about remakes in general, I just don't think that remakes are a good idea. I think that the films are made at the time that they're made, and they're made for a specific audience within that time. And you have the director and the other artists working on this project that is, and they finish it to the way that it suits them. So when you remake a movie, you are basically saying like, oh, let's update it, today's audience, we need to do such and such, And I feel like no matter what, you're taking somebody's art, you're taking somebody's work, and you are changing it to your own personality, and you've made it something it's not. And that's why, again, most of the time remakes don't work. However, you can argue that a lot of the remakes are very commercial, and it's like the original piece wasn't very artistic to begin with because it was also just, a piece of commercial IP that was made to make a ton of money. So sure, you can remake things like Godzilla because that was made for pure entertainment, But but some of these Disney, especially like Snow White, that's just something I don't think should or needs to be remade. I would be more furious though if you took something like The Godfather and you tried to remake The Godfather, because that, there is no way you make that good, because The Godfather is one of the few movies I consider a perfect film. You cannot remake Jurassic Park. You cannot remake Citizen Kane. It would just be a completely different movie. I mean, you cannot remake Casablanca, guys. You just can't do it. I'm sorry if I'm sounding a little pretentious, but like, as a student of film, there are some films that you just cannot touch. And I think that, I've listed some examples, but I think that Snow White is also one of those films that you shouldn't touch. It's too bad that Hollywood doesn't agree with me, because Hollywood's out to make money, and they don't care about stomping on people's art. But, for me, remakes are a touchy subject. Unless the original film was real bad, like, let's remake Transformers, keep it on Cybertron, leave the human characters out, and let's make a good Transformers movie. I approve of that remake if it was made to how I want it to be remade, Anyways, Carrie Anna Mason says, sorry if I call you by your last name. You are married and I want to be polite. I hope you don't mind if I call you by your last name, Mr. Alvarez. I mean, that's fine. You call me whatever you want. I do this for you guys. Alan Calvillo says, hi, hello. Decay here. He says, apparently Aladdin original soundtrack fails in comparison to the original. Yes, I was saying this last week as well. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I have heard the entire soundtrack, and it's too slow. Will Smith does not hit the beats well. I know he's trying to sound different from Robin Williams, but it just comes off as a really flat performance. My biggest disappointment, actually, though, is A Whole New World. Instead of the amazing symphony of flutes and strings, they have way too many drums, and in my opinion, sounds like trailer drums, like just an exaggeration of drums you'd hear in a movie trailer that plays throughout almost the entirety of A Whole New World, ruins the song. So, that sucks. But anyways, I keep losing my place in these comments, sorry. Marty Man says, what about live action Toy Story if possible? That's a Pixar movie. So Pixar, even though Disney owns Pixar, the heads at Pixar would still have to approve something like that. How would you do... I don't know how you would do a live action Toy Story. They're toys. It would have to be CG anyway. Toy Story is definitely not a movie that should be made live action. I love Toy Story. I don't need a remake. So, I don't know. Woo! Raymond Miller says, what's up, Richie? What's up? Hello! Alfie Whitaker says, are you looking forward to Spider-Man Far From Home? I am, and I will, of course, review that film when I after I've seen it. He says, and also, did you watch Detective Pikachu? Yes, I say this every day, but you can check it out. I have a review of it from a couple weeks back. It was one of the first Rich Alvarez shows. Marty Man this says, Richie, I don't think I can make tonight's Jackbox. I have to get ready to stream at 7:30 p.m. Maybe later for a possible Wake Up Jack stream for Jackbox. Well, sorry, Marty Man, that you can't make it. We will miss you, and hopefully you'll be able to make more of our live streams as they come. Or maybe you'll be able to make it somehow. I don't know, but you will be missed. Raymond Miller then says, hey, Richie, I never had a chance to say this, but Stupid Mario Brothers was a huge part of my teenage years, so I want to say thank you for making it. And thank you, Raymond Miller, for watching it. Stupid Mario Brothers obviously was a huge part of this channel and a huge part of why I'm still doing what I'm doing today. Because it was such a huge success, and I'm glad I'm regardless of what I say, sometimes I'm happy that people enjoyed it, and I'm glad that a lot of you guys still enjoy it and can go back and keep watching it. Carrie Anna Mason says, I love Jackbox. My family plays the game. It is so much fun. We played Whiplash. I think you mean Quiplash. Hilarious answers, and my family just laugh all night long. Awesome. Yeah. Jackbox is fun, whether you're streaming it with a bunch of fans, or you're just playing with a bunch of friends or your family. Jackbox is just awesome. Tekellen says, it's why Back to the Future won't be touched. Yes, I agree. Back to the Future. Well, it's funny because Robert Zemeckis, the original director of the Back to the Future trilogy, he has a contract with, is it Universal? I think Universal, who is the distribution rights holder to Back to the Future. He has a contract with them. They cannot remake Back to the Future as long as he's alive. So if Robert Zemeckis died, that means they do have the ability to remake Back to the Future. But also, I don't think, again, if you remake Back to the Future, even if you remade it right now, it would be a completely different movie, because Back to the Future is so belonging to that 80s time period as the central time period. If you were to remake it now, then you'd have a kid from the 2000s that goes back in time to see his dad in the 80s, and I can just see it in my head now, and it's not as good. Also, you can't recreate Michael J. Fox's performance in that movie, so, whoever you're going to get to replace Marty McFly, guys, it's not going to be as good. Remakes are bad, okay? Swear. Marcus Hirschman says, there was an adaptation of The Phantom of the Opera touring around Germany, Austria once, where they composed new songs, causing the majority of the audience to write lots of bad criticism. That's another thing. Like, Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera is iconic, not just to Broadway, but just to music in general. That's, if you're doing Phantom of the Opera as a musical and you're not doing the Andrew Lloyd Webber songs, then what are you doing? That's a little weird. Raymond Miller says, hey, did I hear you say you need help writing music for the parody video you're working on? No, I don't need outside help. I'm just saying I haven't gotten to the music yet, and I've got a couple of friends that are going to help me with the music once I get there. Sorry if I didn't make that clear. iJosh64 says, to be honest, I'm just not a fan of the mindset companies have these days. Yeah, exactly. Carrie Animation says, how many years did you do Super Mario Brothers? Always makes me laugh. You guys are so amazing. Everyone is so phenomenal. How many years did we do Super Mario Bros? Well, if you count everything from the original episode in 2007 to Stupid Mario Legacy in 2017, we did Stupid Mario Brothers for a total of 10 years, and that includes Plumber Knight Returns and Stupid Mario World and everything else. Alright guys, I think that's enough ranting and raving for me today. Thank you so much for your comments. Once again, give this video a big fat like. Please, like this video. It is apparently the most important thing to YouTube now. Your videos just will not be seen if you don't get enough likes on your videos. And if you are a member, then check out later tonight in approximately 3 hours at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. We will be doing a fun Jackbox stream for our members. Otherwise, I will see you guys next Monday, and tomorrow I will be uploading the Season 2 premiere of No Pain, No Game, featuring Faith Allen, Garrett Allen's little sister. It is an amazing episode. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Alright guys, bye-bye!